What's up, everybody? Coming at you guys with part 7 of the full 100% playthrough of the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Happy Wednesday to everybody. I know that we did miss a stream during the weekend, but we're back at it today. So, as a reminder to everybody, we are currently at the Ancient Cistern, which is the 4th dungeon of the game. And so we're going to be working our way through that dungeon today, powering up the sword for the first time. And then afterward, we will start working on a couple of more side quests and then leading into the second Silent Realm. So without further ado, heading into this Ancient Cistern now. To those of you who are in stream now, thank you so much for joining us. And here we go. So the environment of this dungeon is one of the most beautiful dungeons in the game. It's almost a statuette, a large statue towering over this lake in this area. It's a very interesting design, especially with what they do with it, guys. So you guys will be seeing pretty soon. Some of the interesting things that they do with the mechanics in this dungeon. One jelly blob from that. Oh, big boy. Another jelly blob. So that opens that door. We're gonna look at the map here. As you can see, there's quite a lot to look at. So before we enter the door, we're gonna keep exploring a bit. Amber relic hidden within that grass. And if you notice, there's a large gap here and a conspicuous hook in the sky. So it looks like this is as far as we can go here. So we're gonna head in the opposite direction. So interesting little tidbit: those spikes that are under these lily pads, they will damage you if you allow them to. It looks like there's another amber relic over here. So it looks like anything that's left in this area will be underwater. So since we just got the water dragon scale, there's also a ton of underwater exploration here, in comparison to previous dungeons. Actually gonna go for air now. We will start taking damage if we are drowning. So we want to make sure that that does not happen. So you guys can probably see the rupee that's there. So you want to be able to grab it quickly with a spin before the hand closes. And both statue hands have the same thing. Each rupee is worth 100. So you want to do a quick spin maneuver and grab the rupee. If you get caught, you take damage, and so you don't want to do that if you can avoid it. Okay, so that's it for this area for now. So we're going to head into the store that we opened earlier and continue exploring. So it looks like we have a couple of Skulltula spiders over there, a treasure box, some lily pads. So we've ended up flipping over one of the lily pads when we landed on it. So I'm going to swim down here just to see if there's anything. I don't recall there being anything, but just to make sure. That's all we got for now, guys. Easy enough. Quickly dispatch that enemy there. So you actually want to hit this one downward to flip it over and then do a fatal blow. That's the easiest way to kill the spiders. It did grab a hold of me before I was able to do that properly. So this door looks to have a new kind of lock that you might be noticing. That's like. So let's see here. Let's see what this says. Strike the gemstones pointing in 4 directions wisely. The way will only open for one who knows the temple's secret order. So these 4 need to be hit in a certain order in order to open the door. We don't know that order now, so we're gonna come back to it. So in the meantime, so it looks like that's the door that's up on top, and the other door is the one that's blocked. So it doesn't look like there's anything left to do in this room for now. So we're actually going to head back out to the main corridor. Take one last look around the room. Looks like that's it for now. So let's see if we can find anything else in this area. So there's some information in front of this door. Let's check out what that is. So it says, carved into the great statue are inscriptions of gratitude. They reveal the secret order of this temple. First the back, then the rear, then the back of the right hand, and finally the back of the left hand. Okay. So it's telling me to go look in those places. So the back of the statue, then the rear of the statue, then the back of the right hand, and the back of the left hand. So let's see here. So we're gonna go to the back of the statue, see if we find anything interesting back here. Okay, so right there. So it's telling us that it's in the back. And so that's telling us to strike down, as you can see on the wall. So first it's the back, right there, right? So it looks like up would be first, then it's down, because that's the rear. Then in the back of the left hand, we should be able to see. So it looks like the order so far is... looks like up, then down. So let's see if we can find something in the back of the left hand. There you go. So then it's left. No, the back of the left hand is over here, actually. So that's going to be the last one. So it's left, and then it looks like it'll be right, then left. Let's verify. So it is right. So it's up, down, right, then left is what it looks like, guys. Up, down, then right, then left. Let's go verify. So if we strike this, up, down, right, then left. Nope, that's not it. Up. Okay, so up. Up. You gotta do it very carefully. So up, down, right. Okay, that's not right. So let's do down first. Down, up, right, and then left. So then down, up, left, and right. No. Up, down, left, and then right. There we go. Nice. Looks like there's a little area with rupees down here. Only 3, not bad. So we're gonna climb up here first. Amber relic. So we're trying to land on top of that lily pad. There we go. So now that flipped it over, we have an opening here with 20 rupees. It looks like there's another opening over there with 20 that if we can land on, that'd be good. So we were able to figure that out. Been able to come around, and now we can get this treasure box. Let's see what's in it. Should be a key. That's correct, a key. So now if you guys recall, there is a door right on the statue that has locked the door. So we'll be able to enter that now. We'll be able to unlock this door here now. So it looks like there's something way up on top. And some kind of entry key up there. Let's see what's down here. Looks like they're... I wonder if this moves with the gust bellows. It does not. And if I drop down, if you see, there is definitely an enemy down there. And it looks like there's no other choice here. So down we go. And this is an upgraded style force called the Stall Master. Oh, here it comes. Time for 4. He's done, guys. More than likely something will appear here, I believe. Got some hearts that we can get. Just enough to fill her up. And my shield is done regenerating as well. Let's see what's in here. New treasure box. My bet's on this is the treasure of the dungeon, which means it'll be the whip. That's it. You got the whip. Attached to the end of this whip is a strange glowing sphere of light that can latch onto various things. If you see something you can't reach, target it with the left trigger and snag it with your whip. Snap. So this is the new whip item. So the only way to get out of this now is by using the whip, since I did fall down into a spot. So this whip can grab this and pull. And so that's going to be the way to make it back up. And from here we can also trigger this one. So as you can tell, this is where this door is locked tight and will not open. And so if you notice this, that looks like it would be the boss area. Look for the key that lies beneath the earth is what it says. And so that's the jigsaw puzzle that's at the end of every dungeon. So if you can see, there's nowhere to go here. And so something would have to trigger the opening of this roof. In the meantime, we're going to head down one level. You know, I pressed the sailcloth the moment that I landed. That's unfortunate. Alright, so now we're in level 2. You can notice. And there's not much here. For now. So we're going to head down. But now that we have the whip, we have some new opportunities of things that we can explore. Starting with this. This lily pad here, we need you a flip. So that we can step on you. This switch, can't reach it. But we can whip you. now that triggered that. So before I continue down into the water, I'm going to whip in the other area. Oof, just caught the tip of that one. See if we can find a hard one. There we go. So there's a treasure box here. It looks like this is one of those random treasure ones. Oh no, this is actually the map. We got the dungeon map. It shows the layout of the area, reveals unexplored rooms. And so it's showing the rest of the area. So it looks like the flame is in the middle. I'll pull that up. Looks like we have a basement floor and a first floor. So it looks like I won't be able to enter that area yet. So we're gonna head into this new area we opened up. So we're looking behind this, finding a little box. And 20 rupees. Very nice. If you guys notice, we just swam out of the mouth of a fish right there. So very conspicuous, can't get through this. But the whip can. So we're in now. We got somebody trying to shoot some arrows. One hit, man. That's all you wrote? That was it? Okay, then. Should be a goddess wall here. Yes, there is. So we're gonna make rupees here again. Every time is different. Sometimes it gives you some 20s. Sometimes it doesn't. That is a very annoying sound. Please stop. Really? Oh no. It happens. Yeah, I wasn't even at the right angle that time. I could have corrected it. Really? He jumped at a really odd angle. I think he had already hit the wall. That's why he jumped in the opposite direction. We don't need targeting around here. So the water's getting drained there now. We're going down, we're going down. Yeah, they do normally run right into me. You know what? I'm going to simplify this process. There's two of them. I'm going to chop them down. In fact, that was the best way to handle that because they were able to flip those over for me. Made it a lot easier to get down there where I needed to. In fact, that was the right way to do that. Because I needed to flip that thing over so I could get behind it. Check this out. This is one of the coolest things. You see that glittering thing on him? Oh, wrong thing. Link the pickpocket, everybody. Thanks. Look, look. His reaction. He's not happy. I'm a thief. So down there, looks to be, way down in the abyss, looks to be the special key. Hi. I'm a thief, and then I'm your murderer now. Goodbye. That's correct. So this is a shortcut back to the main area. So now that I've opened that gate, I have access back to the beginning area. So now we're gonna head in this opposite direction. I'm gonna do a nicely timed jump to land up there. There we go. Good old trusty whip. Flip over. Target the spider. Come on, little spider. Goodbye. So I should be able to climb up the wall, grip the edge of the vine. It helps you climb, it helps you do a lot of those things, as you've seen. It can crack up little enemies, it can pull down the big birds. The whip is very versatile for sure. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to land on this lily pad, to flip it over. There we go. So I want to go in this gap. Grab this 20. You're supposed to avoid them. So now we're on the other side of the same room. Like that should give us another a new trigger. There we go. So now that we've gone through there, we can climb back up, and we can flip the lily pad over. we flipped it over to get under it first. Now we flipped it back over to get on top of it. So we're cutting some goodies here so we can get some, find some hearts. So I open this upper concourse now. And we have this bird coming down over here soon. Yes, it is. So you want to bring it down with the whip when he exposes his tail. And then follow that with a fatal blow. That one down. Oh, nice. Try that monster claw. Got a small little box here. 20 rupees. Gotcha. All you have to do is come into the area where I can actually do that. Where I can target you. So now that we've come to this point, we get a shortcut spout back to the area if we need to. And now we're actually sitting right on top. So that it has moved the entire statue. And has now made it possible to go to the bottom using that bottom door. It's very clever in what it does here. So now that the statue has shifted, we're able to go inside the center. And now if you were to climb up, it's a very interesting thing here. If you were to climb up, now there's the first level up is right away this room. Still same issue though, can't quite make it yet. And so now if you climb down, all the way down, this is a new room here by coming out. And so we're in an area where there's new enemies called Curse Bokoblins. They are incapable of dying unless you use a fatal blow. Like, you can hit them normally forever and they'll never die. I'll prove my point with the following. Okay, look. Look, and he'll get back up. Okay, look. Okay. Like, I've hit him enough times that he should have died by now. They drop those Evo crystals randomly, so that's a good thing. It's the only way to reach those. So as you may have probably guessed by now, I can't step into that poison pool at all. Another evil crystal. You're hoping for as many of those as you can get. Oh no. Get out. Yeah, not from this side anyway. Fire keys. More rupees. Huh? Yeah. So it says here, a gemstone shines deep within the eyes, strike it to shut the mouth and dam the flow. Okay. So we're gonna head over here first. No, really? Oh, you can't use your items while you're cursed. I see. Well, can't quite reach that. So it said something about the eyes. Let's try flying into them. Yeah, there we go. Just died. No explosion or anything. Head this way. So, oh, I see why we needed to open that. We actually need to grab the bomb with the beetle and drop it on the rock. So we need to grip it. And we need to come all the way around. So we're coming around to the point where we can drop the rock. And bombs away now. There we go. So now that that's been cleared, we can go through. That was not good. That was not good. So that thing's going really, really fast. I get the feeling I can probably make it turn the other way. Okay. That's it. That's it. So we continue climbing here. Like we got another person goblin. Probably want to let go as it's coming around, which would be now. So now that we're on this side, we want to flip the polarity on the switch. So that it can take us the other way. this. That's gonna allow us to come back around. I actually noticed there's some things inside those eyes. Let's do that. Alright, so here we go. So we're climbing up. Oh, here they come, guys. Bye. They're coming for me, guys. They're coming for me, guys. What a savage moment. Return the stone giant to its original form and descend below the earth again along the thread. There you will find the key to the path ahead. So what it's basically telling me is, if I move the statue back to its original position, now I have this gap there. And if I make the statue move back up, it's gonna expose the area where the box was again. So now I'll be able to go back down. And so now that the statue moved up on this side, I really like the design of this dungeon, very much so, because of the moving parts and all that. So if you guys notice, the statue went up, so now I can reach this because the statue was blocking it. You got the blessed idol, this carved wooden statue. Looks like it's supposed to inspire gratitude. It also looks like the stone statue on the upper floor. So there they go. And it's coming down. So this is actually a trap. I just need to get out. If I fight enemies, I will get crushed. So now that I have that idol, we can see that and verify we've gotten every treasure box in the dungeon, so we can head here. And now we're ready, guys. We can climb to the summit. We have the idol now. And it says here, look for the key that lies beneath the earth, which we found. It was beneath the earth because it was underground. So now we can worry about putting this in here. Inserting it. And inserting it. And it's interesting because it enters and now it looks like a flower. Just like one of the ones we found outside. And so that does something really, really neat because it opens this up. And it allows us to climb to the upper end. So now we're on top of the statue. So it's 4 switches. Gotta pull all 4 here. By pulling the 4, the entire statue will climb. And it will climb much, much higher than it was before. All the way to the top. Let's see. And so now it's at its maximum height. Got an amber relic here. And some final hearts to recover if we need to. A final save point as well. So we're going to go ahead and save here now, guys. For now. Just in case, you never know. And we're heading into boss room. You certainly are persistent. I'm terribly busy trying to find the clues that will help me revive the Demon King. Your incessant buzzing around my head like some irksome gadfly when I'm this busy is, well, it's making me very disagreeable. So this is literally a statue that's been brought alive with Kirihim's power. Using the poison miasma that was at the bottom. So you want to bait it into attacking? Slowly pull its arms off. So now the center's exposed. Until the core takes enough damage. It's not liking what I'm doing to it very much. Here it comes. Now the real fight begins. This is really cool. You can literally break them apart. Don't stop. I love this fight. That's pretty cool, huh? Oh, he's angry. Come on. Come on. Come on. He's done. Pretty neat little fight. Oh, I have a lot of experience. So that is Galactos, the cursed automaton. Yes, pretty neat little fight if you guys saw. You actually can pick up these swords even after the fight, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, biggest sword Link will have in this game, guys. Look at him. He's super serious. You know what's more important than the sword? This heart container. He's gonna drop it for it. You got a heart container. Your life has increased by what is now also now fully replenished. Heart number 13. All right. So Galactos fight, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed that. And now we have reached the area of the first sacred flame. And of course, like everything else important in this game, triggered with a Skyward Strike. Here we go. And there is the sacred flame of Farored. Yes, it is very hot. Link is pulling away. So Fi has become the flame now. Raise your sword, master. Here it comes. So the sword has now been purified. And so you will see it start changing. The flames of fire ray have improved your sword, making it longer and sharp enough to do twice as much damage. So you can see it's a much longer blade, and now has like a motif in the middle. It's actually changed from the goddess's sword to the goddess's long sword. Link's also receiving the mark of the hero as he gets closer to completing his destiny. The sacred flame has purified your blade, enhancing and evolving it. With your sword now enhanced, you are ready to learn a new melody. We should return to the Isle of Songs. So stepping outside the ancient cistern. Ah, the sword you carry is different since I last saw you. Yes, I see it is much improved. To think, the goddess's chosen hero is but a mere boy. Quite a twist. Chosen hero or not, you do not yet possess the strength required to wield the full power of that blade. You must train yourself further. Devote yourself wholly to this task. Farewell, boy. So, there we go. See, and if you go into this, see, the goddess longsword. The goddess longsword is tempered by Fare's flame. This blade's edge is exquisitely sharp. So now it's twice as powerful. Well, I almost killed that butterfly. Welcome into the stream. Hope you're doing well. So we just finished the ancient cistern here, and we're getting ready to head back to the Isle of Songs to unlock the next song here. Hope your week's going well. Happy Wednesday to you. We're gonna head up here and grab this amber relic before we go. So you may notice there is a vine up there that I cannot reach quite yet, but I will be able to reach it soon enough. So if you're looking at each one of these areas, you're able to see each of the areas to see if all the treasure chests have been found. We're gonna head back into Farron Woods here quickly. So you'll see that the moblin here dies much quicker than before. Okay, dead already. And so you'll start seeing that, like, the smaller bokoblins die in just a swing or two now. Really? So we're gonna actually head back up to the sky now. Right. So we're gonna see if there's any more goddess treasure chests that I unlocked. That's the last time I've been in the sky. Looks like no, there isn't any at this time. So we're gonna head back up to Skyloft first, before we head over to the Isle of Songs. See if there's anything new to grab in this area. Doesn't look like there's anything there. So we are going to check at the Night Academy. Still can't get into Zelda's room for now. So we're gonna make it nighttime. See if we can trigger any more events in this area before we continue on. The bathroom downstairs had the ghost and is now been freed. The bathroom upstairs is still locked, yes. $55, $56, $57. He's getting better, guys. Oh, I'm setting up a storm. Good evening, Colbert. I've been training hard ever since we last spoke, but I still feel so sluggish. Maybe I've just run out of energy. Hey, Colbert, do you think you could give me some more stamina potion? No, I can't keep asking you for favors like that. I'll just keep working at it on my own. Well, Fledge, you are lucky that I am the most generous man on the planet, and I will very much get you another potion. Let's do it. I will definitely go get Mr. Fledge another stamina potion. And I even have the empty bottle for it. So, perfect. Perfect timing. Now that amazing concoction is called Stamina Potion. Drinking it will make your stamina gauge decrease more slowly for a short time. It's a little pricey, but worth it. I'll sell it to you for 50 rupees. Very much so. Let's do it. You got a Stamina Potion. Drink it to make your stamina gauge deplete at a slower rate. One bottle is effective for 3 minutes. So now that we have that. The blue potion is air potion. The blue potion is air potion and does effectively the same thing, but for the water, underwater, for the blue gauge. Yep. So the color of the potion is equivalent to the color of the gauge. So here it's a green gauge, so it's green potion. Underwater it's a blue gauge, so it's blue potion. We're gonna sleep here till nighttime, so he's here again. Ooh, I can't seem to catch my breath. Hey, Colbert, I wonder, would you mind sharing some stamina potion with me? Take some. Of course. Really? Wow, thanks. I'll gladly take it then. Ooh, that's the stuff. It's like a refreshing splash of energy. Sometimes I worry, though. All this training and no results. How long do I need to train before I start to get stronger? What do you think, Colbert? How many push-ups do you think I need to do to get strong? Not about numbers, buddy. Huh? It's not about numbers? Of course. You mean I should just keep at it until I've forgotten how many I've done, right? I guess that makes sense. Now that I know that, I'll definitely start getting stronger. Come back soon so you see how I'm doing. Colbert, you're going to be shocked by how strong I am. Come back and see me soon. Alrighty. Let's check on Stritch or Colin. I think Stritch is the. That's Stritch, yeah. Oh, it's you, Cobra. I thought you might come by. Let's just say a little bug told me. Let's see. Tonight I feel like buying Farron Grasshoppers, Skyloft Mantis, and Lanier Rant. No deal.
Hi.
We're gonna sleep until night. Another night. I need him to buy some Deku Hornets because I have too many. Yeah, I'll sell. I'll sell Blessed Butterfly. I have like 60 something. So we're gonna do it here a couple of times, get it down to about 50. He calls me Mantis Face. He thinks that Mr. Cobra here looks like Mantis Face. But I take offense to that. I don't have a Mantis Face. Thank you though. Bye, Stritch. Let's check in on Fledge. I guess we gotta give him some more time. Alright, so we'll give him some more time. In the meantime, let's see what we can do upstairs.
Maybe we can free the bathroom up there.
I don't believe we can quite yet.
Well, we should at least check. Just in case.
Oh yeah, we're definitely checking.
Yes.
Nothing in the bath.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Wait, in the Night Academy, is it actually like spelled night?
Yes.
So no like night walk. It's like a night fight.
Correct. So we're gonna try to get him to take some Deku Hornets. It's not on that list. That's the same list as last time. I don't appreciate you doubling up on me, buddy. There you go.
I wish I could just let you put in like a number or something.
How's it going, buddy? You doing okay? Yes, I read. You know, I was thinking though, you probably could have put some, if it was overheating, you probably should have put some water into the radiator as a temporary thing so that you could actually drive it home. It'll make it if you do small distances at a time, to try to get it home at least, so it doesn't stay wherever it is that you put it or that you left it. Oh, you got someone watching it? Okay. Well, that's good at least. Hey, Cobra, how goes it? I've been great thanks to that stamina potion you gave me. The longer I train, though, the more I realize I'll never measure up to you. I'm just so scrawny. Hey, if you're up for it, why don't you come by and visit again some night? Sure. Well, that's good. That's good that you have someone watching on the vehicle for you, buddy. His car started overheating, so he wasn't able to drive it home. He was picked up, and so they're gonna be fixing it. Agreed. Oh yeah, for sure. In fact, if it's steaming, it's dangerous. It actually, if you allow a car to overheat too much, the pistons will actually melt onto themselves, effectively making the engine useless. Yeah. No. It is not a cartoon effect. Yeah, in fact, the steaming is bad. Like, you should never let it get to that much. By the time, you should be watching the temperature gauge. Yeah. By the time the temperature gauge is about 75-80%, you need to turn off the car. Because leaving it at max heat, like if it's on all the way up to the H, yeah. So if you were stuck in traffic, so how long was it at the H? Was it on the H all the way up a long time? Like, how long would you say it was up there? Several minutes? Oh man, I wish you luck, man. There's a possibility. If it was like that for several minutes, there's a possibility that the pistons could have welded onto themselves and the car's not gonna work anymore. Were you able to turn it off yourself, or did it turn off on its own? Yes, it turned off on its own. Yes, it turned off by itself. You turned it off yourself. Okay, good. Yeah, because hopefully you didn't do any irreparable damage. Because when a vehicle heats up like that, it can be damaged in such a way that that the motor messes up. So hopefully that didn't happen. Change the subject. Check out how cool these scenes are. Okay, well that's good. So it looks like it didn't damage it completely. Master Colbert, I have important information. When you struck the crest of the Skyward Strike from your sword, a message from the goddess awakened deep within my memory. The goddess intended this message for you, Master. These are her words. Check this out. This is really cool. He who seeks the sacred flames, listen well, for I am the one guiding you from my place at the edge of time. 2 sacred flames remain, so if you desire to possess them, you must obtain the other sacred gifts. For each trial you overcome, you shall be blessed with another gift. Harness the power of these gifts, and let there be no doubt, you shall find yourself standing before the majesty of the sacred flames. Now I give you another melody. It will serve as a key to unlocking your next trial, which awaits you within the shifting sands of the Nehru Desert. Music's so good, man. Beautiful scenes. Beautiful, beautiful scenes. The song you just heard is called Nehru's Wisdom. Use this song of knowledge to find the next trial. You learn Nehru's wisdom. I have memorized Nehru's wisdom for you. You can now use dowsing to locate the gate to the next trial. You should set a course for the Nehru Desert immediately. Pretty neat, huh? Those scenes are very, very nice.
I think those are like the best scenes in the game.
Yeah, they're very pretty, for sure. So we're heading to the desert, the yellow light. Approaching landing zone. So we're actually going to land at the mine entry. we have arrived at Nehru Mine. You can use your dowsing ability to locate the entrance to the trial you must pass to open the way to the sacred flame. So we can see it's a ways off. Come on, guys. 2 hits instead of 3. So it looks like it's going to be out in the desert, so we're going to head over there. Oh no. I forgot I can't do that. Just barely. We're gonna try it again, right on the edge. Oof. Go. So we're gonna head out into the desert. It looks like the trial gate will be out here somewhere. Close to the mine entry, it looks like. Okay. See how the cicadas still here? No, it looks like they're not. Really? So is Absol supposed to be like super strong? 20 KOs in one match? My goodness. Right there. It's in the middle. Oh, there's all the butterflies on it. Really? Oh my goodness. So it looks like the game needs some balancing. It's the full Nehru's Wisdom song. Thrust your sword into the center of the mark and open the way to a new silent realm. If you don't get the first hit, you're dead. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. Needs to be better balanced. So second silent realm. And it's a larger area too. It's definitely harder than the first one. Master Colbert. As you know by now, I cannot follow you. This trial calls out to your mind alone, as it is in every silent realm. Thanks. This is the second trial known as Nehru's Silent Realm. It will test your wisdom, Master. You must overcome this trial to find the flame that will enhance your sword. You got the spirit vessel. This mysterious plant represents your spirit, Colbert. When your vessel is full, your spirit will grow and you will be entrusted with a new power by the goddess. Do you have any questions? No, I don't. Yes, Master. Master, I will await your return in the outside world. I need to make a beeline for that first one, right up ahead. Because they will wake up immediately. You got a Tear of Nehru. This object's power halts the movements of the Guardians for just 90 seconds. Collect all 15 to pass the trial. I'm gonna get the one that takes the longest time to reach first. Yeah, I need to hurry, right? Oh, there's one there. Good. Make sure we try to reach. I'll come back to that one. We got it, we got it. Five left. We gotta watch out as he's roaming. We gotta get through him without touching his light. Looks like there's a dusk relic over there. I'm gonna take a gamble here. These dusk relics are the only place that you can get them is in these silent realms. So the very last one is potentially the toughest one. Because you have to avoid two of these guys that are passing with their lamps. Oh yeah. Come back through. There it is. Forbidden gummies, that's right. You collected every last tear of Nehru. Cobra spirit has grown. The trial will continue until you exit the silent room. Proceed with caution on your way back to the entrance so that you can claim proof of your spiritual growth. It is definitely forbidden gummies. Well, they look like gummy bears and they're forbidden because I'm not supposed to grab them. All right, we're done. And that is the gift. What is it? We got the claw shots. With this sacred gift, you will be able to explore areas that were previously unreachable. Aim for special targets and vines, then fire a claw on a chain that pulls you to the place you have targeted. These are super cool. Finally getting these is very good. You're able to reach a lot more places. Congratulations, Master. You have completed the trial. You now have the power to proceed to the sacred flame that will be entrusted to your sword and your strong spirit. The claw shots are one of the goddess's sacred gifts. You can extend these claws attached to chains to pull yourself to targets and vines beyond your reach. The flame is somewhere in the desert. I conjecture that it lies in a place you have not yet visited, Master. Time to find many things. Starting with that. Another dusk relic. Inside the box. Cool indeed. You think so? You're lucky you felt too far away from me. You were able to live 2 seconds longer. One goddess cube that I can now reach because of the claw shots. It's been sitting there just staring at me and saying, "Ha! You can't reach me." Another cool thing. And I tried to speed and everything. It didn't work. Sad day today. So now you can push these down and give yourself a shortcut back up. So it's a memorable dance indeed. That's correct. There's a new box here. 20 rupees. Really? Okay then. Really? All in motion controls. It didn't activate. Make way! Make way indeed. Make way. It's like in an hour. Okay, in an hour. Number 20. How our hearts sing in the chaos, that's right. No, those ants, I've caught them before. I've caught every bug at least once. That's correct. There's an amber relic up there. Let me grab it. No, they're only purple in the silent realms. That's why the dusk relics that are in the other one are important. lengths to which we go for treasure. Come on, electrified choo-choo. I'm Spider-Man. I am Spider-Man. Look at this. Look at this. Just fly in the air. All that for this. One more. These goddess cubes, for those of you who haven't been watching every stream, the goddess cubes unlock a treasure chest up in the sky. He barely survived, and the very tip of that, he didn't fall. $20. I will sink for you, 20. Oh, I made it. Barely, I made it. Bye. Oh, he followed me and sunk. Okay then. Alrighty then. No! Ah, got away. Annoying. So I'm establishing shortcuts to get back up here more easily. So now that we have the claw shots, we can actually head up there to that area, that new area. So let's see what's in here. It's called the Lanayru Caves. Hey, an evil crystal. Nice. Ooh, what's in here? What's in here? What's in here? A random item. Some bokoblins carry a monster horde on their waist. If you latch onto it and pull with your whip, it is possible to claim it for yourself. Oh, well, thank you for the tip. Oh, look, it's gonna fly. It's flying. It's flying. It's gone. What do these signs say? Ahead is Lanayru Mine. It is there that I will solve the mystery of the time shift stone. Okay. Very interesting. Alright, drop that there. Put down there. And what does it say here? Ahead is the Lanayru Desert. Adventures await those solving the mysteries of the quarry in the desert. Okay, okay. And then here? Ahead is Lanayru Sand Sea, an area covered in an ocean of sand. There are lots of ancient ruins there. Okay, okay. I almost never get visitors. My name is Golo, and I am researching the Legend of the Three Dragons, one of which is said to live here. At first glance, it would seem that there is nothing in this area, but I know there is something here. I will just keep on looking. So your name is Colbert? I see. Not the easiest name to say, is it? And how about you, Colbert? Why are you here? You are looking for a sacred flame. That sounds like something I have heard of before, but maybe not. Sweet Goro. I remember now. I read something about it in ancient scrolls that speak of the Lanayru Sand Sea. I do not remember all the details, but you can get to Lanayru Sand Sea if you just go straight through here. Okay, desyncing. Okay. If you want to get to the Lanayru Sand Sea, you're going to need this key. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Good luck to you. Alright. Thank you. Thank you very much. Here's what I think, though. You're breaking through rock. How about I just break it with this? Is there anything else I can help you with? If you find out anything about the Legend of the True Dragons, be sure to let me know. Okay. I guess a bomb doesn't work, guys. Can't break that without another bomb. Time to play some bowling. So, you would not happen to be interested in excavating, would you? You are? Well then, you are going to love this. The thing is, these research digs can get really expensive, but they can also be lucrative. Any interested in investing 10 rupees in my dig? Sure. Thanks, I will put these funds to good use. You have certainly proved your passion for digging, my good friend. I will make sure these funds are put to good use, and I appreciate your patience. They say somewhere in this vast desert, there's a dragon who loves putting the abilities of those who visit him to some kind of test. If you can master the challenges he throws at you, you'll be rewarded with a shield stronger than any other. Well, how about that? Is there a way to get up here? Oh, you climb. Okay. So we're gonna climb this way. This just take us back to the mine. It does. Time to do my best Spider-Man impression, guys. So all of that, now that we're on this side. But what else? I'm going across. We're going across, we're going around. Got some enemies to kill. All this traveling for a treasure box. Let's see what's in here. And a random treasure. We got an evil crystal. So now I'm gonna head my way back. So it looks like he may be opening a new path there. But I can't see what it is quite yet. So in the meantime, we're gonna head this way with the key he gave us. So let's see what we find over here. A report master. This is Laneru Sansi. This whole area was once a vast ocean. But the water has all evaporated and now the area is a sea of sand. Check that out. The Laneru Sansi. Signs indicate that this place functioned as a port, linking the land to the sea. So we've opened up the Laneru Sansi.
Isn't that the last area?
It actually is not. The Goron is breaking the areas of the last section. This area operate on a new form of power. There's a 90% probability that the sacred flame is located ahead. I recommend exploring this Sansi. Thank you, Fi. So in the meantime, we have to climb our way down. Looks like there's some cicadas close. Probably on the other side of this pillar. Yep. Ah, one got away. But I got the other one. All right. So we're exploring the area, trying to see if we find anything interesting. Got some mants that we could catch here. So if I swing at them when they're dropping their electricity, they'll shock me, and I won't be able to hurt them. So as Fi mentioned, it looks like this is a port of some sort. So it looks like there's some kind of one of these automatons. Oh, look at the time shift stone. Who are you? Some human? Who am I? I am the proud skipper of the ship that protects Nehru's flame, Fweep. Nehru's flame? It was the day of the storm, Fweep. My crew and I were navigating the seas as usual. And then those brutes, the pirates, suddenly attacked us. They were after Nehru's flame. My crew was in prison, and I was thrown into the sea. I drifted on the current to this port. After that, I took this boat and went searching for my ship and crew, but they were nowhere to be found. It haunts me, wondering where my ship could be. I'd bet my hat they turned the ship invisible and are hiding out somewhere. Invisible? You can't see it? In order to protect Nehru's flame, the ship has a function that allows it to become invisible. Weep. You say you're searching for Nehru's flame? Oh, so you need Nehru's flame to find someone important to you? In that case, you should help me search for my ship and crew. If you'll help me, then I guess I'll let you on my boat. I'll help. Really? Well, in that case... There's something weird about that map of yours. If you're going to navigate these treacherous waters, then you need a proper sea chart, do you? There's a sea chart in my shack at Skipper's Retreat. So first you need to get on this boat and set a course for Skipper's Retreat. Shall we shove off? Let's go. Alright, let's go. My circuit sparked to life in the salt air. It feels good to take to the seas again after so long, but let's see if I can remember how to navigate. Press the left stick to move, press B while moving to speed up. Press the right trigger to ready the cannon, then press the right trigger again to fire it. I'll place a red X mark over the island where my house is. There's a pier on the island where we can dock. Okay. Right, let's go. You can't speed up anymore for a little bit. Skipper's Retreat. We've arrived. My shack is at the very top. The sea chart we need is in my shack, but you're the one who will have to go get it. There are more monsters about than before, so be careful. I can't wander far from the boat, so I'll just stay here. Haha, nice try. I didn't even have him targeted. I still stopped him. Opening up a new path. Oh boy. Bye. One of them just walked straight off the cliff. Really? God darn metal shield. Can't cut it up yet like the way the other ones are. Alright. So got his cube over there. Alright, so one more treasure chest unlocked in the sky. There you go. Put that one out of the sky. So as it's flying, we're waiting for the right moment. There you go. Looks like we can get 4 dragonflies here if we do it properly. There we go. So if we try to grab that, if you could see, there's a little bitty problem with an enemy on that spot. So we're gonna try to cut him down first. It'll be just a miss. There we go. Looks like there's a treasure box on that side. This is probably a random treasure. Yes, it is. A monster horn. Alright, so we've made it up to the top. Where Skipper's retreat house is. Trying to see if there's anything special up here before we keep going. Doesn't look like there is. So we're gonna head inside. And it looks like, naturally, it is full of lots of sand here. And it looks like it's the same type of scorpions that were inside the mining facility. So we're gonna pop out the gust bellows here. See what we can find. Looks like we got at least one treasure box. An amber relic. Got some more jars. Find a rupee here. Found a couple more rupees. A couple more jars. A couple more rupees afterward. Some more jars. 2 more amber relics. Looks like that's it. I'm gonna break that. Two amber relics. Let's see if there's anything in the cupboard. Nothing in the cupboard. I recommend waiting until after you have achieved your objective before taking a rest. First, we need to find the sea chart. Well, thank you, Fi. Thank you. So maybe this is the sea chart. There it is. You got the ancient sea chart. This old map details the area as it was long ago, before the sea succumbed to the desert sand. Master, look over there. There they are. There's the whole crew. That is the ship containing Nehru's flame. There's a 90% chance that the synthetic life forms assembled here are the crew. This image would indicate that the ship's captain spent many happy days among his many crew members. So, there you go. Dear Captain, thanks for everything. Yours, the crew. Dear Dad, good luck at work. That is very sad. This is like the house where he grew up. That means that this is probably his son and his wife. Sad moment, ladies and gentlemen. When you come to the realization that Nintendo is showing you someone's long-lost family. Let's step away before the nostalgia brings us to tears. some cicadas. Looks like they're on top. Got two there. Looks like we got one more over here. Oh, we got more. Oh no. Well, we got 3 or 4. Alright, so now we're gonna take the zip line back. Like I will need to grab this and then shoot myself back down. Actually, it looks like the best way to get that is through the top. Always hate missing it by just a bit. There we go. kidding me right now? Figured. Figured as much. Oh, 100 rupees. There we go. Nice little haul there. You got the sea chart. Now we can finally navigate properly. Let's go look for my ship. Shall we set sail? Let's do it. Open the sea chart you brought with you. The shipyard is at this location. Let me mark it for you with a red X. The shipyard is where we used to build our ships. My ship was built there too. If you go to the shipyard, you might find some clues as to the location of my ship. Okay, set sail. So it looks like I'll be able to get off there at some point, but not yet. So for now, we're heading over to the shipyard. That's the stronghold of those fearsome pirates, Weep. It's dangerous, so we should stay far away for now. We need to go to the shipyard first anyway. Okay, okay. You're not gonna let me go out there yet, huh? Okay, okay. Okay, so we made it to the shipyard now. The shipyard is actually a really interesting little area because you can get on mine carts and you can actually do like a mine cart speed challenge and some of these things, so it's pretty neat. We've arrived. This is the island where we used to make our ships. You'll find the shipyard here as well as the town where the workers lived. I see, I see. That building is the construction bay. But the entrance is closed. Looks like you can't get in. Each location on the island is linked to the others via a minecart track. You might be able to get to the back door of the construction bay if you can get around to the other side of it using a minecart. There's a minecart station over there. You should head to the station first. I'll wait here. So, as I mentioned, the minecarts are very important in this area. This station here was used by folks heading into the old mines. People still ride the mine carts all over the place, though. I'm probably supposed to tell you that there is some safety information about using the carts posted on the wall over there. Cart riding can be dangerous at times, so I would suggest you give that stuff a quick read. Thank you, Gortram. Thank you. I have been here alone for, well, who knows how long. Years. But I get to ride these carts every day, so I never get bored of it. Oh, I see. Approach the cart and press A to get on. Lean your body to balance the weight of the cart as you approach a curve. If you're moving too fast, press B to slow down. And jump up to clear obstacles. Okay then. The music speeds up whenever it speeds up. It's pretty cool. Come on, dragonfly. All right, round 2. So on this side is the way to get back. And on this side, it says to the construction bay. Aha. Here we go. Round 2. There you go. We made it. Last stop, construction bay. Okay. Let's see what's in here. Master, we have arrived at the shipyard construction bay. With the passing of many years, this structure has filled with sand. I recommend looking in the sand for a clue that may direct you to the location of the ship. And, the sand is about to... So check out this reference, guys. Only you can warn your coworkers early enough to avoid pirate attacks. Only you can save your coworkers, guys. At the end of this month, rail cars will be out of operation for a full day while the track is inspected. Alright, so... This next part is a bit unexpected, I will say. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna kill the little ones. Alright. And it looks like a rematch. There it is. I have to fight it twice. Master, it would appear that in the many years this factory went unused, monsters have moved in and built a nest. I now estimate that the chance of finding a clue in the sand here as to the ship's location is extremely low. I'm gonna go ahead and clear out the sand anyway. Report, Master. I calculate a 0% chance that searching further in this location will lead to the appearance of the ship. Because of these substantially unfavorable odds, I suggest reporting to the ship's captain and leaving this island. What you're telling me is that I'm wasting my time. I got it. I got it. I see. So here comes the fun part. Hey you, what are you doing? Well, you are here now, so how about a little fun? Fun? Got your attention, huh? Let me explain. This here is a race against time. Scream across that finish line as fast as you can. Tilt your body to lean your cart. If you lean at just the right angle on a corner, you will get a nice speed boost. Lose your concentration when you're cruising around a bend, though, and you will run right off the rails. If that happens, you lose the race. What do you say? Have you got the guts to ride the rickety coaster? Just 20 rupees a ride. Let's do it. So what track will it be? Scary. Got it. The scary track it is. Good luck. All right, let us get going. Here we go. So now, all it is time limit. Here we go. There you go. 30 seconds is the time you want to beat. 29:68. Even I cannot go that fast. You got a rupee. You get a rupee. I have taken really good care of. I have been holding on to this one forever, but it is yours now. There you go. Correct. You got it, but I sure hope you are ready. Nope. Let's do it. All right, here's the real challenge, guys. The real challenge is this one. Here we go. I don't remember what the time to beat is on this one. So you gotta do it, definitely gotta do it faster than that. I think I can definitely do it under a minute. Set a new record. Great work. Not a bad time. Nope, not bad at all. Here's your prize. Yep, under a minute. You don't say. This is slower, yeah. A second slower. Yeah, it's tough. I'm taking the wrong path. I actually prefer the money to the monster part. Better by like 0.1 seconds. Whoa, now that was unbelievable. Okay, so it is below 105. I found this treasure right here on this very island. There it is, yeah. So it's below 105. So 104.51, we got it. You got a piece of heart. This completes the heart container. Your heart capacity will increase by 1. Card number 14. Hope you come by again soon. There we go. All right. All right, guys. So with the piece of heart secured, we're now gonna head to the next area. That'll be next time. So we're gonna save here for now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Next time we're gonna continue searching the Lanayru Sand Sea. And as it says here, we're going to keep on searching for Skipper's ship. In the next area, we've already searched the shipyard and have learned that it's not there. So we're going to continue with part 8 next time. And we should be able to find the ship and hopefully find the second flame and keep going from there. So thank you so much for joining today's stream. We'll see you guys on Friday for some more The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Take care, guys.